Hi everyone and welcome back for another video. Today's video is a look at my artwork. This was a video that was requested by M. Gillespie. So M. Gillespie, this one is for you. So these three items that you normally see in my videos are, well, let's start off with the first one. So the first one here is a leaf, and I got that in Cuba about 10 years ago. So that's one of the few pieces that I managed to retain from my trip out there. And I really love that piece because it just reminds me of the fact that it was my very first ever trip out of the country, or out of England, from the time that I arrived as a child. So beautiful piece there, and you know, you can see that it's highly polished. I don't exactly know what type of wood that is, but it's a beautiful piece of wood anyway, and I absolutely love that. These two items that you see in the background, that one's actually a vase. You'd be surprised, but it is a vase. And I've got both of those items in TK Maxx. So I really like the vase because I just thought, wow, what a statement piece. But I didn't really want to put flowers in it. And it's, in fact, because it's made out of some kind of material that is like, I just imagine it would be quite porous, and therefore you wouldn't really put water in it. And I suspect that probably what you would put in there is like dried flowers, like, you know, maybe some twigs or things like that. So this this item here is a in fact, let me go over and I'll show you. It's actually a bird right here, and it's a bird eating a fish. So you can probably see that there, or maybe not. Well, I'll probably have to go closer to the camera in order to zoom in, but you know, I can't bother to do that. And this item here is a pair of hands praying, and this is something that Ross selected when we were in Ghana, so that's a beautiful piece right there. This is obviously three elephants, and I think I got those in a catalogue. I'm pretty sure I got them in a catalogue, and yeah, so I can't remember the name of the catalogue, but I got all those three items in a catalogue. So these three pieces here that you might see quite a lot in my videos is all three of them are from Ghana. So this first one here is a mask, African mask. I mean, you see them everywhere really. But I didn't really want this piece, but the guy who was selling it forced it upon me, because actually what I was interested in was another piece, which I'll show you in a minute, but he was insistent that I purchased the two masks, two identical masks together, and in the end he wore me down and I ended up buying the mask. Okay, this next one here is obviously the map of the continent of Africa. It's got obviously all of the African countries mapped out on there, so the artist has done a really great job of getting all of these countries in there. There's my beloved Ghana, shout out to Nigeria, and every other African continent out there. I only mention Nigeria because all of my friends are from Nigeria. But anyway, so yeah, there's it's just a beautiful piece. I don't know what wood it's carved out of, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, this next item here is called the Jinyami. Jinyami. I'll write it in the below. It's an Adinkra symbol, and it basically means I fear nobody except God, and it refers to the omnipotence of God. But obviously in English you wouldn't just say except God, you would have to say I fear nobody except God. So I fear nobody except God. So another item that you might also see in my videos, let's zoom out, is this piece of artwork right here. And this piece is, I think it's either the setting of the sun or the rising of the sun. I suppose you can interpret it in both ways. So that's that, and I really like that piece. That I got in John Lewis. John Lewis is a department store in London. These three I got at an Africa event at the British Museum, and they had loads and loads of you know, African artists, talks on Africa. This is probably about 5 years ago, I reckon, and it was a really inspiring day, and just listening to, you know, different poets was just really enlightening, and I came away like, you know, just feeling, you know, quite African, if that makes any sense. And so yeah, so I purchased these. I just felt like I had to purchase something because I was, you know, I was so overawed by the whole event, you know, and there was just so many intelligent women there who were just, you know, just schooling me, you know, on a, like, taking me back to school, you know, and I really just wanted to show my support by purchasing those items there. So this right here is my favourite piece, and it is called, well, it's an African bowl, obviously, sitting on the symbol of unity, and you can see that the bowl is sitting on the symbol of unity, as I mentioned. I hope you can see that, and it's three individual holding each other up in a symbol of unity, and it would usually fold like this, so like so. And then it would fall apart like that, so they're all holding each other in a symbol of unity. Okay, and there was a bowl, there is a bowl sitting on top of it, and that bowl has a number of symbols on there. They're all Adinkra symbols, and Adinkra symbols are common in many parts of Ghana, but primarily they were known to be symbols that are associated with the Ashantis. And Adinkra sort of is, legend has it that Adinkra is the name of the king of Jaiman, and Jaiman was a kingdom that is in today's Ivory Coast, and that kingdom was overthrown by the Ashantis because the king of the Ashantis, or the Ashantis, were angry with the king Adinkra, who was the king of the Jaiman, for trying to copy the golden stool. And the golden stool is obviously a stool made out of gold, and it is very precious to the Ashanti, and was very precious to the Ashanti people. So Adinkra was overthrown. And when he was captured by the Ashantis, he was wearing a cloth that was patterned with symbols, and it's then sort of like, the history about it is a little bit sketchy, but effectively people started to associate the symbols that he was wearing with sorrow and unhappiness, or like mainly sorrow, and so and funerals. So as a result, it then became associated with funerals, and you'll find that a lot of people who are going for funerals will wear these Adinkra cloth, which has different symbols on it. And Adinkra sort of are symbols that have lots of proverbs behind them, a lot of you know, meanings behind them. So they're not just like random symbols, they're symbols that, you know, are related to various sort of folklore and things like that. So haven't explained that very well, but you know, if you obviously want to know more about that, I will tell you about it. But I hope that's just like a really quick history, quick lesson in Adinkra symbols. And I'm no expert, so you know, this is information that I gathered while I was in Ghana, and obviously later on read about. So yeah, okay. So back to regular scheduled programming. Okay, so back to where we were. I can't even see what you're looking at now. Oh, looking at the street across. Okay, so this, as I was mentioning, that these are Adinkra symbols, and this, these symbols here, this first one is called, well actually let's start with this one. So that's the, I hope you can see it. That's the Jinyami, and again, as I mentioned, it means I fear nobody except God. This next one is called Wawa Aba, and it's just related to the wood that is used in carving. So it's from, I think it's from some kind of tree. Obviously it's from a tree because it's wood. Pointing out the bleeding obvious, but yeah, it's called Wawa Aba. And then this one is called Sankofa. And Sankofa means that there's no shame, or there's no taboo in returning to correct your mistakes. Right, this is a piece that would normally be hanging on my wall, but because obviously I'm showing you some artwork, this is obviously not on the wall. So these are again another set of Adinkra symbols, and this first one is the battle horn, and it's called Okoben. Sorry, I suddenly remembered. Okoben, and it represents a sort of call to arms. This one here is called Gwawu Atiko, and it's the symbol of valor and courage. Yeah. You see that one? Yeah, symbol of courage and valor. This one is related to the star, and it's a symbol of guardianship. Yeah, so it's a symbol of guardianship. This one here is the symbol for good fortune, the symbol of sanctity and good fortune, and it's called Krapa. Oh, I forgot to tell you what this one is. This one is called Nsroma. This one is Gwaiwu Atiko. This one is Gwaiwu Atiko. This one is Akoben. But I'll post all that information for you. So I did this one. So that's Krapa, symbol for good fortune and sanctity. This one is Jinyami, and this one is called Epa, and it's the symbol for slavery. So that's that on the Adinkra symbols. And another piece that I really like is this piece. It's a table that, again, picked up in Ghana, and it is right here. So this table is amazingly, like, so beautiful and intricate, and it folds. Like, you can take it apart and fold it in half, like that. That's how I managed to get it into my suitcase, because otherwise I would never have been able to get it into my suitcase. And I absolutely love this table. It's like, I would say it's my second favourite piece of all the stuff that I got. Again, I got it in Ghana, and again it's got Adinkra symbols on there. So let me just start on this side. This one is the symbol for the heart, and it represents patience. This one is another Sankofa symbol, and it again means that there's no shame in returning to correct your mistakes. This one is the Jinyami, as I mentioned before, and this last one here is Biribi Wo Soro, and then basically it means it's a symbol of hope. So, God, there's something in the heavens, let me reach out and touch it. So it's a symbol of hope, that one. Apologies for my rubbish accent again. It's my parents' fault for not teaching me Twi properly. These two last items here are, again, items that I picked up in Ghana, and they're just two tables. You don't really see these in my videos at all, to be honest, but they're just two tables that I picked up. Well, not two tables. One is a table, obviously. And again, it's got this, the Jinyami symbol on there. It's got beautiful detailing again. And funny enough, when I was in Ghana for the second time, I went to the art centre. Oh no, it wasn't the second time, it was my first time in Ghana, and I went to the art centre. So the art centre is an area where you buy all of your sort of African art, and the guy who was selling all this stuff was a Hausa speaker. And he was saying something to his colleague in Hausa, more or less related to, like, it was something along the lines of, you know, they have money or something like that. Meaning Ross and I. And I said to him in Hausa, "Kepa kaseni kamana Hausa," which basically means, "Don't you know I speak Hausa?" And then he sort of, like, you know, switched, and he was like, "What?" Like, you know, just really surprised, because obviously he thought I was some foreigner. Well, I guess in a way I was a foreigner, but somebody who didn't understand what he was saying, because Hausa is not commonly spoken in Ghana, except for maybe in the north. Anyway, so then he decided he was going to take me under his wing and, you know, help me out. And so normally when you go to the art centre, you end up in the retail bit where this guy, whose name I've completely forgotten, the Hausa speaker, and his other Hausa speaking mates were. And I'd said to him, you know, that there was an item that I purchased. It was a bowl that I purchased, and that had split in half. Let me show you the bowl that I purchased. So this is another bowl that I purchased while I was in, and the bowl split like right down here. And normally what happens is, if you don't let the wood, after you've carved it, if you don't let it dry completely and then you start painting it, sometimes the hot weather or maybe humidity might get to it, and then the bowl would just split. So that's what happened. The bowl literally just split down the centre. It's not like we dropped it or anything, it just split. So I said to him, "Oh, I purchased this, you know, by the roadside, and, you know, it broke." And he said, "All right, then come with me to the place where they actually do the artwork, like fix stuff." And he took me around the back, and you know, you can see all these people like making drums. You know, you'll see them you know, applying the skin to the drum using some like some sort of animal skin that flies were buzzing around, and you know, it was so amazing to watch them like carve out like a whole elephant from a massive piece of wood and spend hours doing it, and then, you know, for me to come along and purchase it for, I don't know, the equivalent of, I don't know, not very much, basically, like £50. You know, I was just astounded. Really, they should have been charging a lot more, to be honest, because that's like a whole day's work and you only charge so little for your efforts. But, you know, I guess that's what the market dictates. Anyway, so he took me around the back and helped me to fix this. And obviously, because I speak Hausa, he then, you know, took me under his wing and helped me out a little bit and got this fixed for me. I can't remember whether we paid. No, we did pay for this. Yeah, he obviously, he couldn't get it done for free. And to be honest, I wouldn't have expected anyone to do it for free. But the guy did a great job of mending this. So he put a metal plate in the centre, again stamped out the Jinyami symbol for me. And there was a Jinyami symbol on here. There's an elephant and a giraffe. But I don't really display this because, you know, I don't really love how he's mended it, because it's not really part of the original design, to be honest, but still it's a good job. Maybe I'll use it as maybe a fruit bowl or something, I don't know. Actually, you know what, if anybody wants this, let me know. I will ship it to you. Seriously, I will ship it to you. Okay. Right, and then this final piece here is a piece that I again got in Ghana, and it was another piece that I didn't really want, but I was sort of browbeaten into buying it. And they do that a lot, actually, so you've got to be quite firm about not wanting to purchase certain things. But yeah, that's about it for all of my video, all of my artwork. I mean, there are other bits and pieces dotted around the house, but I can't be bothered to show you those. If you really want to see them, you don't really see them in my videos, because I rarely go to any other part of the house other than the living room. But if there is something that you want to see that you've spotted before, then let me know and I'll tell you about that. Okay, other than that, I will see you later. Bye guys, bye.